Hello and welcome to Beyond Monogamy. I'm Adam.
And I'm Pris.
And as you can see, if you're listening to us, then you probably have no idea, but we actually are recording, uh, videographing, if that's the word. We're
Is it?
videoing this podcast, and so this is the first time we're actually adding video to be seen on top of the audio podcast that we've always provided.
Yay!
Which is pretty cool.
It
Yeah,
is.
we're moving.
You
We're
set this
moving
up
things.
really good.
You know, it took some doing.
Yeah.
It
I
took
think we
some
still need
doing.
we have some little tweaking to do, but
Yeah, this is just this is the first of many.
Way
You
to
know, we're going to be
go.
changing things around.
High five, sir.
Thank you, thank you. So, you know, if you heard our last episode, obviously we interjected a guest,
Mhm.
which is very cool,
Mhm.
and that was one of many changes that we're doing. Along with, if you're watching this, that is also one of many changes that we're doing here.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I love changes.
this is something that's happening. We're moving along.
All right.
So not every show will get videoed. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking primarily our Sunday episodes will get videoed.
Yeah.
Primarily our Quickie episodes, which we're doing today, will usually just be audio.
Okay.
So, but considering this is our first one, I said, what the hell? Let's do this.
Let's try it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, while I was setting up everything, and it was a lot of fun, let me tell you,
while I was at work,
plugging everything in and setting things up and sitting here and sitting there and figuring things out. My dog, Bo, our large poodle who thinks he's a lap dog, starts walking in and barreling in and just knocking the lights down and just knocking everything down. And he didn't mean to.
No.
He's just here. He's trying to get my attention. He wants me to throw his little ball so he can go run after it and never return it, because that's what he does. He's the only dog that you can actually play fetch with, and it's very one-sided. He'll get it and he'll never bring it back.
And that's it.
Yeah, you never get it back. It's so disappointing. So I saw Bo and I thought, you know, there's been so many times that we have been cock-blocked by pets. And I said, what a funny thing to discuss. And it's not something that's discussed very often.
Yeah. No, we've had our share of if you have cats, like, I need to be fully warned because I have an allergy.
Yeah,
I
you
love kitty cats.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
But
she can only be around them for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a friend who has a cat, but you need to tell them the story when we went over to this friend's house and the dog loved you.
Oh. Oh. So
talk about Cockblock.
You know, I always thought the dog, you know, I felt like me and this dog, we were on a good supportive level of each other. I didn't feel like we had any issues. But I never really, this was the first couple we ever played with.
Yeah.
And when we were still kind of learning the ropes of the whole swinging thing, and we would play with them, and we would go over to their house, and they had this little dog, little puppy, who seemed very friendly. Well, the dog did not like to see me having sex with
the owner,
the
female owner,
because she sure did nip and bite at my legs.
Yeah.
While I was trying to do the owner doggy style. And you know, there's nothing, I don't know, there's just nothing that freaks you out more if you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody's got a kink about that, but I just, it freaked me out, you know. Obviously I'm in mid-stroke.
And you're like, I think the dog just bit me.
Oh, and just kept on, you know, and I had to stop and I had to tell her, and she, you know, she had to pick the dog up and send him out, send her out the door. You know?
So they also have cats.
They also have cats.
And
Yeah.
I'm okay there because, they're very sweet. They'll move the cats, but we've been to houses where there's a lot of pet hair,
Yeah.
and that is one of my not my pet peeves because we all if you have your pets, their hair is gonna be everywhere.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't care about that. That's not my pet peeve. My pet peeve is
Your pet peeve about pets.
pets is when we're gonna have sex on your bed and there's fur on your bed.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's on your clothes, I don't
Mm-mm.
care if it's on the floor, but if it's on the blanket I'm about to lay on, so many things go through my head, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, what if you have a piece of fur on your hand and you're fingering me? I'm gonna get an allergic reaction.
Wow.
What if you nuzzle to your little kitty cat and then you come and kiss me? I'm gonna get an allergic reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You're especially very, very
super sensitive to
sensitive.
that. So that
Yeah.
right there is my like, ooh,
And, we have the condom conversation before we even have the animal conversation.
yeah.
So,
Do you mean we
most
have the pet conversation before we have the condom conversation?
no,
We have the condom conversation first?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
because
true.
and that just tells you on the list of priorities because we used to really be uncomfortable when we were early on having the condom conversation
Because I was allergic to those.
because you had allergies, and I always felt like it was very, I don't know, overcomplicated,
Yeah.
and I never knew how to have that conversation because I'd be like, "Okay, are we doing it with condoms? Because if so, what kind of condoms do y'all have?" Because she's allergic to latex, we think, but she might not be allergic to latex, she might be allergic to the spermicide.
Yeah.
So then it's a hit or miss, I don't know.
Yeah.
She could just be allergic to whomever, I don't know.
So we
And
like
so that
lamb skin.
yeah, so that used to really kind of stress me out.
Really?
Yeah, just to know that I had to have that conversation. And so to have that conversation was a lot easier than saying, "Oh, by the way, do y'all have pets?" Because almost everybody does.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
everybody that can host has pets.
Yeah.
And so it's normally seen early on. They'll have dogs and they'll have
Yes.
to put them away,
Yeah.
or they'll have cats that will literally be kind of like
In the room.
in the room, sitting on the bed, just kind of judging you.
And it's like, are you gonna move your cat? And I hate to say that, right, like, to people, are you gonna get your cat out of the room? Because they might get offended, but I know it's like their kid,
Yeah.
and if it's their
You
kid,
don't want to be, yeah. I mean,
you
but
need to
at the
move.
same time, you still don't want the kid there either.
Well, no,
It's
but I'm
like,
saying that's what I'm saying, like,
get
you
that
get
motherfucker out of there,
it's like, no. But yeah, it's our dog does not like anybody.
No, well, our dog is a pandemic puppy.
So, initially, like, Bo barks at everybody.
Yeah.
You can come in for anything and he's barking he's not a growler, he's a barker, and he's a very loud barker.
Yeah, it's this loud booming bark. And, it didn't he's always had it even when he was a puppy, but I don't know, he just always had this huge bark, and he's afraid of everybody.
Everybody.
Anybody and everybody that could come through the door, even if he's seen them 1,000 times,
Mhm.
he is afraid of them and will bark, bark, bark.
And if you're on the couch and he's around, he's gonna jump on the couch as if he's one of those tiny little chihuahuas that can just jump, and then he's jumping on our guests.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
I'm
and he
sorry.
thinks that he's very little. He's a
Yeah.
very huge poodle, and he's very heavy, and he can step on your foot with his paw, and he's so heavy,
Mhm.
he'll hurt your foot.
Yeah.
And he gets scared, and he just jumps onto the back of you when you're sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
and he's so weighty.
He is.
And the funny thing about it is, okay, so it's difficult having regular guests. But we've always kind of dirty talked the scenario of sneaking someone in at night
Yeah.
and banging it out, or like if we have an empty house, like I wake up to her getting fucked next to me in the bed because she snuck someone in. all very hot scenarios
Bo will wake
would
you up.
never,
No.
ever happen
No,
because of our dog.
he's special.
He's a one of a kind.
Mhm.
And, you know, that's really the hard part about it, is you never realize just how often sometimes an animal or a pet can cock block you in situations, because it's happened. It really has happened. Um, being allergic to animals and somebody having animals, what do you do there?
I wonder
You
what
know?
people do.
Like severe allergies, what do you do? You know, there's so many people that have animals.
I can only take it for so long, because then
Yep.
after a while, after, like, at least, I don't know, let's say, like, 4 hours, I'm already, like, scratching my nose, and I'm already, like, I could feel that inner itch in my throat,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
"Mm."
Really?
Yeah. Or I'm like,
Golly.
scratching my ears because I can just feel it. And I'm pretty sure that I increased that anxiety because I'm thinking, "Oh my god, there's fur. I think I swallowed some. I think it's in my ear.
You've said
I
that
think I touched
before.
it."
You
Like,
said that before when we've left after
I'm
playing.
so sensitive. Like, if I know Adam is playing with the dog, and our dog is super clean, I'm like, wash your hands." Like, he's, like, you
And
can't
our
touch
dog is
me
a hypoallergenic dog.
still.
So it's more like hair than fur.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
It's
still
the
still
dander.
kinda
The
yeah,
dander.
still doesn't do it, huh?
Yeah, little Cockblocks.
Well, yeah, and, you know,
Could you imagine if someone had a parrot, like, in their room?
I was just gonna say, I've actually heard a story before, or I've read it. I belong to an anonymous group, and it's just people who post anonymous things.
Uh-huh.
And there was this guy who had a story about how he went to it was a one night stand situation. He met this girl at a bar. She was very attractive. You know, they started dancing. Before you know it, they started kissing, and they were necking in the car. And he was going to drop her off at home
Uh-huh.
because she needed a ride. She invited him in.
Uh-huh.
She said, "I have my apartment. It's just me. You know, I don't have a roommate. You want to come in?" Yeah. So he goes in, and as soon as he walks in, this huge parrot comes swooping down, almost in a like an attacking motion,
No.
to land on his head. It freaked him out, and she kinda calmed him down. She said, "It's just my parrot, Robert." And she named her parrot Robert.
My granny had a parrot named Robert.
I had an uncle who had a
Robe
parrot,
and Rosita.
but I didn't know that, parrot's name. It was just the devil. So, this guy almost gets attacked by this parrot. She introduces the parrot as Robert, that's her pet. And so the rest of the night, they sat on the couch and they would make out, and this bird would just fly from corners of the room in whatever room that they were at.
No.
So then she says, "You wanna take this to the room, to the bedroom." And, of course, he wants to get away from the bird because the bird's freaking him out, and
Yeah.
he would like some intimate time with her, and he
Yeah.
feels like the bird is causing an issue. So they go to the room, but she doesn't close the door all the way, she keeps it cracked.
For Robert.
Yeah, she keeps it cracked.
Okay.
And so they're in the room, the lights are off, there's like this beam of light coming in from the kitchen or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
And that's enough to kind of light up the room to where he can see he's making out with her. It's getting hot, it's heavy. The clothes are they're leaving. You know,
Okay.
no more clothes.
No more the
Yeah,
closers are leaving.
clothes are gone, and they're making out. And he starts getting,
Yeah.
he's sliding in.
Uh-huh.
He's doing the sexual thing,
Okay.
and he notices that the light coming from the kitchen is getting larger and larger.
Mm-mm.
And it stops at a certain point. The door doesn't open up all the way.
Okay.
And all of a sudden he hears flap, 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 flap. And this bird landed on his back, full wing spread,
No.
and is doing that number and squawking. Freaks him out, and he kind of like throws the bird
Yeah.
away in a defensive motion.
Yeah.
And this girl gets very upset, starts screaming and hitting him, saying, "You're hurting Robert." And he just says, "Fuck it." He grabs his clothes and he runs out of there half naked.
Yeah.
And I thought that was an interesting story.
That's a great story. It's like Come
Uh,
Along Polly,
yeah, well,
the
it's
ferret.
Along Came Polly,
Along
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Well, you know what?
Come along, along. It's
You
all the
just
same.
you just never know. I mean, you always hear I mean, what we've dealt with is a lot of dogs and cats.
Yeah,
Um, I think someone may have had a chicken, but it wasn't inside at that
yeah.
time. But we've never
I
dealt
had a
with anything.
snake.
Did you?
I had a snake, I lost him. I lost Sam for 6 weeks,
Really?
and he finally came down the chimney, but can you imagine? Like, you're with somebody and, "Oh, there's a snake."
Especially, there's a lot of people that fear reptiles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I like them.
Now, I mean, I kind of wonder because I've never thought about animals and how it pertains to sex until you and
Uh-huh.
we had a dog named Diego, very
Oh,
long time ago. Remember Diego?
the devil dog?
I love Diego. Diego was so
He
sweet.
was a devil dog.
He loved me.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
very protective of me.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize that sex between us was not you hurting me,
Yeah.
because he would really try and knock down that door.
Yeah. And this was a massive German Shepherd.
This animal was a German Shepherd mixed
Talk about
with a Bernese
shedding.
Mountain Dog. Huge, huge dog, huge neck.
Huge
Uh,
fur.
the dog had to have been like 120 pounds,
Mhm.
130
Mhm.
pounds, something like that.
Mhm.
Just full force muscle and lots of dog hair.
We had it
Lots of dog
everywhere
hair.
for years.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was,
We
stuck to
did.
the inside of that room with the brick.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was gross.
And, this dog was a very sweet dog, latched onto me very
Did
quickly
not like me.
and did not like you.
No.
And the first time that we had sex, uh, Diego was in the room, like on the floor,
Yeah.
and was going nuts
Yeah.
when we were having sex. So I had to stop and put him outside of the room, and I closed the door. And he started trying to bang down the door.
Yeah. He was.
And I was really afraid he was gonna break the door.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so we had to we had to make a whole room for him to go to that had a metal door that we would close to make sure that he didn't come through to attack you when we were having sex because we had sex so often.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah. Horrible dog.
Yeah. Well, luckily, yeah, he was a good dog,
He
but
went to a
he wasn't
very
for us.
Yeah, he went to a really good family.
Yeah, that had a
Little
lot
farm.
of a lot of room for him to
Mhm.
run around, and that's not a euphemism for death. Like he actually went to a farm where there's lots of room for him to run around
Oh,
and chase chickens and
yeah,
things.
it was nice.
Yeah. So, but that was the first time that I had really ever had an issue with an animal causing issues with my sex life. I didn't care for it.
No.
I didn't care for it.
No.
Now, whenever there's somebody that we're interested in, I'm always bummed when we go to their place to play for the first time and I see animals because then I'm like, oh, is she going to get allergic?
You
Or
don't
are
even
we going to
think
get
about
to? I
that.
do actually. That's one of the things I think
Oh,
about.
that's so sweet.
You're my other half. I have to think of this. It's true. It's true. I think of it all the time. You are my favorite half.
Oh, that's nice.
You are the other half. It's either you're the favorite or I'm the favorite, but either way.
Yeah, no, it's, it is hard when we go somewhere and they have dogs and you have an allergy, but I'm sure a lot of people deal with that. I'm
Yeah.
sure I'm not the only person.
Well, and there are some people who are very hygienic about it when
Mhm.
they have animals.
Mhm.
There is a couple that we've played with, and they have two very high furred dogs, beautiful dogs.
Yeah.
But the fur is never an issue because they brush these dogs so well,
So often.
so often,
Mhm.
that there's never any fur around,
Mm-mm.
and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's white fur.
yeah,
They're beautiful, but yeah, if you keep up with your animal, they won't shed so much, so.
yeah, yeah. That's what they say. There are some people that, I mean, you see them out,
Mhm.
and they have a layer
Just layers.
of fur on
Mhm.
them, and it's like, oof. Yeah, I need to get you a lint roller.
Yes.
Just take that down a little bit,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, no, it's when it's on the bed, like, when the dogs or animals are on the bed, that's my thing. It's like, "Take them out.
Wow.
Take them out."
And so has there ever been a weird situation with an animal that you've run into at all?
No, just the dog. I was there when the dog bit you.
Oh, that was
And then,
weird.
of course, the cats, because that cat would always jump on the bed too, and I was like,
And literally just sit there at the
I'd be
corner
like,
of the
"Girl,
bed.
get your dog get your pussy out."
The one that moves on
The
its
one
own.
that moves on its own.
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
that purrs.
The one that well, I don't know, they both purr.
They it's like, yeah, that's the only thing when it's a cat for me, it's the worst. I could deal with dogs,
Yeah.
it's the cats. I don't like when dogs jump on me, especially I'm usually wearing something short,
Yes, this is true.
and then I get scratched or something.
So this I watch a lot of amateur porn.
Mhm,
Amateur is my favorite porn.
mhm.
And it's a lot of threesome amateurs, it's a lot of gangbang amateurs, all of these different videos, and OnlyFans. And I'll see these different videos,
Mhm.
and you'll see them really like they'll be going at it, they'll be having sex, and you just see this dog walking around in the
Like walking to the
background.
back.
And I'm thinking, you didn't think to put your dog away before you decided to film porn?
Some people don't
What are you
care.
doing with your dog out?
I mean,
Put your dog away. You know what I mean? Put your dog
maybe
away.
there'll be a dog lover and be like, "Oh, what kind of dog is that?" And boom.
I mean, for me, if you're gonna set up the camcorder, let me show my age. If you're gonna set up a camera
Yeah,
on a tripod
yeah,
so that you can film yourself
yeah.
having sex with 2 other people, you have the fortitude to put your dog in another room. It's not even so much that you're doing the act in front of the dog. That is what it is.
Yeah,
But you're
yeah.
filming porn, man. Come on. I understand it's amateur porn, but you don't have to throw your dog out there just to show that it's actual amateur porn. Like, we get it. We see the lighting sucks, you know? Like, we know it's amateur porn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit of a scoochie scoochie.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that the
Put them outside.
the animal lives there too. It's their house, but
Yeah.
maybe send them to their room.
Send them to the
Send
bathroom.
them to
Get a
another
little
room.
treat.
That's right.
Give them a little piece of bacon.
Let them
Little
enjoy a little
bone.
solitude time. Yeah.
Yeah, a little spa.
Give them a little bone so you can get a little
There
bone,
you
you know?
go. Not a
Yeah.
little one.
Oh, it's the motion in the ocean. It doesn't matter
Okay.
what the
All
size.
right.
Size of the boat don't matter.
Okay.
Size of the boat does not matter.
Okay.
That's what I say, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So
Well,
this was a good show. Before we go, there was something that has switched up lately.
okay.
We recently spent some time over the weekend in Chicago,
Mhm.
and there was a lot of revelations. We have some great conversations when we travel. And one of the main conversations that we had was we only recently have realized that we have a girlfriend. It's only recently come to our attention that we have a girlfriend. And this is something that, if for those of you who have listened to past episodes, know we are not poly. We don't label in that way. There's a lot of bad blood from our time there. And so for us to both sit back and recognize that we have a girlfriend is kind of a big deal.
Mhm.
Not so much for me, but for her, because
I don't like everybody.
she doesn't like everybody.
I don't like to share my husband with everybody. Sexually, that's fine. But intimate, I guess, more relationship based.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
not like to do that. I don't I'm very protective of him. I'm very territorial of him. But let me tell you, this dude right here, he won the lottery because
Yeah,
homegirl
yeah.
has the same qualities and likes that I have.
She's you.
So
She's essentially you.
it's very relatable. She made it very easy, very friendly, very respectful. everything.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and it's equal too, you
it's
know,
very equal.
she has a bond with you as well as she has
Mhm.
with me, and she
Mhm.
has it with both of us equally,
Yeah.
which is cool. So, we recently had that revelation that we do have a girlfriend,
Aw.
and over the weekend, as we were talking about that, you threw out something that was a very big curveball for me.
Oh,
So if I'm kind of paraphrasing, but you essentially said, "So you have this girlfriend.
we have
We have this girlfriend,
yes.
but you do connect with her very well."
So and I didn't mean to, like, to phrase it like that. She connects with both of us, but she's more comfortable, I think, and that could be incorrect, and I'll probably ask her about it, more apt to kinda with you. I guess you're more romantic-y with her more than I am. I'm more of, like, best friend-y,
I
I
get you.
guess. I mean,
So you
we're
feel
we
like the affection level is different.
it is very different,
Yeah,
and I have no offense to that, like,
yeah,
at all. When I want to hold her hand, I hold her hand. When I wanna give her a kiss, I give her a kiss. It's nothing like that, like, she doesn't, like, refrain from it.
right.
It's just you're a very affectionate person,
Yeah.
and I'm not affectionate to everybody. Like, I have to really like you for that to happen. So, anyway, we were talking, and I was like, I I think I might find somebody to date. And it's not like I'm gonna look. There's just a lot of people that have asked me to go out on dates, and I say, "No."
So you've always been closed off to going out with somebody or going out on a date,
Yeah.
because of whatever it might represent to you.
Yes.
But I guess you're opening up
I
to.
am, but I have some stipulations,
Okay,
right? So, like, there's no traveling
no traveling.
because there's a lot of people that are out of state, which is ideal for me because 'cause I'm busy and I'm, great. You have your own life.
Right.
Um, but if I am taken out of town, the person, whether it be male or female, has to take care of my husband, my girlfriend, because 'cause they're coming with me, and you have to be able to pay for my time away from my home. Because if I have to take off a day during the week to go and be with you, then you're gonna have to pay for some bills.
Dang.
So I have a lot of stipulations.
That is a lot. I think.
So it is doable because I've done it before,
Yeah. No, you have.
and it wasn't like that, but I've done it
Yeah.
before where I was dating somebody and she was like, "Yeah, here. Yeah, here."
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's sometimes it works for people, sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't. Um,
But yeah,
so I thought that was kind of interesting that you're opening yourself up to going out.
and they can't have cats.
They can't have cats.
Yeah.
The big stipulations. I hope you guys are taking notes out there.
There you go.
But yeah, so I just thought that was very
It
interesting. That
is
an interesting
interesting.
development, very very big change for us.
Yeah.
And so
I like our girlfriend.
I think
She's very nice.
this change in dynamic. I think we're going to be seeing some real interesting days ahead of us.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you haven't heard, we are going to be heading down to Port Aransas this coming weekend. One of the groups that we belong to is having a Port Aransas beach takeover, where they basically take over a stretch of beach, set up tents. Everybody shows up. They bring their canopies and tents, and it's essentially miles of swingers all there.
The community is all
Yeah,
there.
they're all there,
Mm,
and they're all having a good time.
mhm,
Lots of music, lots of fun games. Everybody has Airbnbs or they have RVs
mhm.
that they're staying in, and people come and go to go have sex or to go cook and barbecue or whatever. And it's just one big party that lasts all weekend long. We'll be heading out there Thursday night and we'll be staying till Monday.
Mhm.
And that's going to be coming up this weekend. With that, as you can see, with one of these changes that we are video recording, we are going to be out there. We're going to be doing a few shows out there. We're gonna be taking on a few guests.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing
And,
some reels and some little
yeah,
short videos, some little short little Q&As with people.
exactly. We're
Whoever
gonna be
wants to
doing a
be
lot
on
of
there,
stuff there.
whoever wants to be filmed, whoever is okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. With that, though, we may possibly be taking a week or 2 off just so that we can recollect and maybe edit all the different shows that we're gonna have collected after this weekend,
Yeah.
and prepare for those drops. But if you follow us on any of our social medias, then you will be knowledgeable as to when the next episode is dropping.
Yeah.
If you don't follow us on social media, go to www.beyond-monogamy.com and you can not only find all of our podcasts, audio, as well as video, but you can find a link to all of our social media. You can follow us on each and every one of them. We have Facebook, Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube.
Mhm.
We really have the gamut,
We
and
have everything.
we have it all.
Wink, wink.
That's right. That's right. And we have a Reddit,
Yes.
as well as an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And so there's ways that you can actually link up with us, one way or another.
Hmm.
If you have an interest in being a guest, you can also find a spot for that on our website there. Just
Mhm.
fill out the form, and it's something that we can discuss later on. But yeah, everything you need is on that website at www.beyond-monogamy.com. So go out there, check it out, share it with your friends. Feel free to leave us a voicemail if you want to share something on the show. We will absolutely do that.
Yes.
But with that, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for listening to our content. Thank you for
Watching.
watching our content. And we look forward to providing you a lot more entertainment as the weeks come forward, as the months and the years go forward. Thanks for letting us into your homes, into your cars, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.